Good afternoon and welcome to M.M.E. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be talking about the newly released G.I. Joe classified series, Robert Grunt Graves, the youngest member of the G.I. Joe team, at least when it comes to experience. I know Scarlett's technically younger than him, but this guy's the rookie, and we're going to talk about it. Now, I don't know if in the story he's a rookie or not. I didn't actually look this character up in the backstory. That's my bad. I've just been playing with the action figure because I think he's a lot of fun, and I noticed a few things that point to rookie, point to new recruit, point to somebody fresh out of boot camp. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about his articulation, his accessories, and his sculpt work. And then we're going to compare him to last year's winner of the best 1/12 scale action figure of the year that I own. And then that'll be it for the video. Cream is sleeping over here. Here is his tail for proof. He's once again doing the typical orange cat behavior, which is he found a nice warm spot and he's off into slumberland. He is letting other people, other orange cats, borrow his orange brain cell. They all have to share. They can't have it all at once. All right, so let's get into this figure and let's talk about one of the more unique, well, not more unique, but definitely a really fun action figure. I've got his extra head just sitting on here on his arm, and I showcase the extra head. Let's talk about that first. It's a helmeted head, and it's got a really nice helmet on it, and it's more beefy. It's got actually rivets in the helmet going across the front visor area. And then you have the visor itself. So right above it's all those rivets, and then the visor's in there. It feels really nice. And then he's got this entire breathing apparatus, like a little some sort of gas mask on his face. That feels really weird and bulky, but gas masks aren't known for being sleek and cool. Well, okay. Uh, the Phantom Menace, Star Wars, had some really amazing gas masks. Remember, they pulled those little things out of the belt and they put them in their mouth to breathe. Those were cool. I liked those. Wish that we had seen more of those in the Jedi stuff. That seemed like a Jedi tool that was just talked about in one movie. But I digress. So let's put this helmet off to the side. By the way, this helmeted head has some weird stuff on the sides, and people are saying it. Other reviewers are talking about it being a steel core head. So I'm wondering if this is what we will feel when we get the steel core. Like, is this what their heads will feel like? Very intriguing. Let's set that head off to the side. Now let's talk about his helmet. His helmet is it's a decent one. It kind of fits in with the other helmets we've gotten, except this one has glasses. Well, at least a visor that's pulled down to protect the individual's eyes. So I'm guessing this is a great one if you wanted him to be driving a ram cycle or something. He's got this eyewear protection. Bugs aren't going to hit him in the eyes. Pretty nice stuff. It's got some great little straps on it. I do wish the straps connected, but otherwise, really amazing straps. And the texture of the helmet feels like the texture of a Kevlar helmet. So they did a good job with that. I'm going to set that off to the side. And let's bring in more stuff. So next bit to talk about is his whittle knife, which isn't too whittle of a knife. We're going to move your arm away, sir. All right. Pull that knife out. Yeah. This knife is a Bowie knife. And though not a complete Bowie knife, more on the K-bar realm of knives. It's decent textures going on the handle, not really great textures going on the blade itself, but the handle does have some grip and some modeling in it. That's not too bad. Length, the actual size of this knife, let's go ahead and put it in his hand to see, if he can carry it concealed. It's longer than his palm. He can't in America. Give me the knife back. All right. Now let's go ahead and put this knife back in its little holder. Come on, get back in your spot. There you go. Yeah, it was a good knife. Okay. Next step is we'll talk about the backpack. Boo, knocked it off its stuff on his back. Let's go ahead and put that back real quick. Kind of give you an idea what's going on if you can see. Come on, get back in Go in your hole. Backpack. Backpack, go in the hole. Yeah, nuts. Okay, it's not wanting to work with me. I mean, it went in the hole earlier. Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool. So now let's talk about it. I just wanted to show it with the backpack on in reverse. If you could see that nice backpack with the guns on the sides. It is feel a little goofy, but these guns aren't too bad, except for one problem, and we're going to get to that very shortly. So let's talk about the backpack. Backpack is excellent. It's just normal backpack stuff. I will say again, I wish these backpacks could open so you could store smaller items that are easy to lose amongst your GI Joes in them, and that's a shame. But it isn't a bad sculpt work at all. It's decent sculpt work going down the sides. You got some really great stuff on this backpack. Set it off to the side. Now here comes the guns, and these are the things that I have a problem with. This action figure, I only have one problem with him, and it's these guns. These guns are rubber, so they bend. You gotta be careful, you don't want to bend it out of shape, but they bend, and I thought they were done with that. You know, after the hideousness of Outback's guns, I thought we had seen the last of rubber guns, and nope, they came back. Even though the last wave didn't have rubber guns, this wave's got rubber guns, and it's just like really, really Hasbro, you could give us you give us plastic guns and rubber wheels on our Transformers. Don't do it the wrong way around. Don't give us rubber guns for our GI Joes and plastic wheels for our Transformers. That's the wrong order of things. I just I don't know who you have in charge of materials. But that person just mixes things up, gets things lost, and makes things not as enjoyable as they could be by using the wrong materials. And using rubber in these guns was wrong. This combat shotgun is an excellent sculpt, excellent mold. I love the ridges on top. I love the hand grip. I love the barrel itself. I love every part about this gun. I do not like the rubber. Set that off to the side. And yes, I am taking 1 point off for each of these guns because I just do not like rubber guns that much. This is an M16, very nice sculpt, very wonderful textures going on here. Nice little long barrel, little iron sights. It's got that little laser thing on top of it. Got that nice stock on the end, wonderful handles, and oh, did I forget to mention, it's rubber! Stupid gun. Okay, moving on to the figure himself. We're talk about the other guns he's got. He has got a pistol on his back. It is belt. Pull that pistol out. This pistol is made of rubber as well, but I forgive pistols because they're not that long, so you can't really, screw them up too much. But it is still rubberized, which just do not like. But I won't take a point off for the pistol. I'm already taking 2 points off for the guns. The pistol gets a pass. Then there's a plastic ammo cartridge for your rubber gun. And they managed to get the ammo cartridge in plastic, which is just, wow. Good job, guys. Good job. Managed that one. So that's the accessories, except for one, and we'll talk about that one up here. He has got a laptop, some sort of combat laptop on his chest. And we've seen another laptop. We saw it with the the air attack drone thing. We saw it with him. Anyway, I'm drawing a blank on that figure. And that figure was excellent. I'm probably going to give that one the figure of the year. But drawing a blank on him now. So let's pull this laptop off his chest. It uses that same tiny peg that we've seen with other things that have come in our GI Joes. You get those occasional accessories with a tiny little pin on the bottom. But this laptop is very small. It opens up and actually opens up quite well. And you've got very little textures going on inside of the laptop, but plenty of really rugged texture feeling things on the outside. He can also hold it because of that peg. You just kind of maneuver his hand, and then you set that peg in between his thumb and palm, and then he can kind of hold it. It's not a great hold, sadly, but it is something. especially if I move that hand around just a bit. Okay, come on. Keeps wanting to pop out. There we go. Yeah, he can hold it. Not too bad. Not too shabby. It would help if he held it in the direction where he could actually see it. But you do that, and you've ruined it. There it goes. Yeah, that's nice. That's wonderful. Okay, so we're going to set the laptop off to the side, and we're going to continue. Now that we're done with all of his accessories, he comes with a decent amount. The Let's talk about his articulation. His articulation. Move this through this quickly. He's got a joint in his neck and a joint below his head, so he can get some all crazy head movements going on there, and that's some great head articulation. Spin him like an exorcist. And then he's got 360 degrees in his arm, 90 in his shoulder, double jointed elbows, rotation at the bicep, rotation at the hand. The left hand is an up and down mover. I mean, the right hand's an up and down move. No, the right hand's a side to side mover. The left hand's an up and down mover. Coming down here, we've got two types of joints in his chest area. He's got a joint on top of a joint in there, so it can get him to perform some good moves. He can actually like hinge back pretty decently. We saw that with some other figures that have these same type of joints. Wonderful joints, all of that core area. And it doesn't even interfere with the armor too much. Does he have butterfly? He has a small bit of butterfly, but not. Ooh, actually, no. Wait, that's just that. Yeah, just a small wiggle of butterfly, but not anything to write home about. He's got 360-degree swivel in his waist. We come down here to his body. We've got drop down hinges. The hips can kick off to the side, they can kick up, they can kick back, not too far in either. The 90 in the up and 45 in the back because of the large butt panels. And I wish they figured out another way to do that, because those edges of the butt panel really get in the way of that back kick. Now we come down here to, there's no sort of thigh swivel, but you can swivel them a bit up at the waist. And then we come down to double jointed knees, and then there's a boot swivel right below where the pants are connected to the boot. Excellent. I love it when they put a hinge in the right spot. And then we've got the typical boot maneuverings that are down at the bottom for most of your G.I. Joe classified action figures. Now, let's talk about sculpt. We always start from the bottom of the feet, and we've got some decent sculpt in the bottom of the feet for a change. Yeah, it's rough texture. I wish they'd given us more, but we do have those nice boot edges going all the way around, and that is a wonderful little texture. Listen to that. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's the the bottom of the boots, the front, the top of the boots. These boots are not scuffed. These boots are not wrinkled. These are not, these boots have not been broken in yet, and that's what makes me think. Next to his head, which we'll get to, but I'll let you know right now, he has got a buzz cut like a new recruit, or like somebody just out of boot camp, even to the point of having it shaved on the back of his head. Uh, that hairstyle, with the fact that these boots don't even have, they didn't sculpt any wrinkles into these boots, tells me this guy just got these boots, and this guy just got most of this outfit probably. And it doesn't, it's got some wrinkles in it, but just the typical wrinkles, and it doesn't even feel like any tears or any well-worn property here. This guy feels like everything he has on his being is fresh GI. It's just fresh government issue stuff. So coming up from his boot, wonderful laces, by the way. I wanted to point that out. Wonderful laces there. We got some really great side action going on these boots, and the heel is excellent. Coming up to the leg, I love how all the cloth is folded over, like he tucked his pants into his boots. Wonderful. Does he think he's a parachuter? And we're coming up here to his knees. Wonderful knee pads. Or maybe they're not knee pads. I'm not sure about these knees, because they feel kind of like they should be knee pads, but at the same time, there's not much differentiating between them and the leg sculpture around them. So I'm wondering if these aren't knee pads at all, and he's just got pants. Coming up further, we've got these wonderful little cargo pouches that he's got belted to either thigh. Usually that's where a gun will go. Sometimes they put a gun on one side and something on the other, like one of these little pouches, but this time he's just got two pouches. So coming up past the pouches, we've got the sculpt work of his middle section, his lower middle section, where the hips align. Nice in there. Close up the drop down hinges, and you get some wonderful sculpting in here. This is all pretty good. You know what? They didn't give him a zipper or a belt there. I don't know if they gave him a belt for his waist, but actually, yeah, I think they did. Pull that belt up just a bit. Yeah, there is a belt sculpt in there. It runs around. That's pretty cool. So his other belt, the one that's loose, can roll around on his side, and that belt is got some decent sculpt work to it as well, but not too much. It seems like they were a little lazy with it. Just a little more relaxed with this sculpting. You do have some sort of leather texture going on one of the pouches, but on the one that holds the pistol, there isn't that sculpt work. Coming up here to the upper body area, we've got his armor, wonderfully sculpted stuff going on. This has got, it's busy. It's really busy with all these lines and these threads. It's got all these little pouches underneath it. Busy body armor, and not too bad though. It feels great. And we come up here to his arms. He's got shirt, long sleeve shirts going all the way down to his gloves. It feels like they're all bunched up around where the gloves would connect on each arm. So he wears his sleeves down. A lot of Joes roll their sleeves up, and I don't think he did though. Then we come up here to the head. The head has got some excellent sculpt work. He's got a little smirk on his face, I think, or maybe that's a scowl. He's got a decent nose to him, wonderful nose. There's some furry eyebrows, bushy eyebrows, and then some nice eyes in there. And then we come up to his buzz cut head that you can rub for luck, and that is definitely a greenhorn's hair. So he is a rookie. I haven't looked this character up, but just with everything going on, I'm going to say rookie. And now, finally, let's do the size comparison between him and the Cobra Bat, last year's winner of Best Figure of the Year. The Cobra Bat, of course, got a 10 out of 10, because I just loved everything about him and all the extra stuff he came with. So let's see. Comparing Bat to Grunt, and we get the Grunt is slightly shorter than the Bat. The Grunt is also got shorter shoulders than the Bat. Grunt, what is wrong with you right now? There you go. Grunt's got shorter shoulders than the Bat, but I do think they work well next to each other. I can see these two fighting. I think it's really great figure all in all. I will be removing 2 points for those rubber weapons because I do not like rubber weapons. Overall rating, 8 out of 10 for this guy. I recommend picking him up whenever he shows up in stores, which I have no idea. We used to have hard points for our release dates. If it said November 2nd, by golly, it was coming out on November 2nd and not on November 1st. Some people would get very mad and get fired trying to take it out November 1st. But nowadays, we got more of a soft release date where, yeah, November 2nd, everything's supposed to be released, but actually, we're just going to send it to you when we get it in to save warehouse space. So even though it's supposed to be on November 2nd, you got it in September. Interesting. So odd. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Blind Prime. And Cream, do you want to come over here and say hi? You want to say hi to the people? You're not going to say hi to the people? I interrupted him from his nap. I interrupted you from your nap. Thank you again for watching. This has been Blind Prime, and this is Cream the Cat, the lazy orange cat. Till next Prime, bye-bye for now. Oh, and tomorrow we're going to be covering Trash Master. Isn't that fun? A garbage truck.